Yeah, Tony Stewart on the pole ahead of Casey Mears, Mike Skinner, Brad Keselowski, Brian Vickers, and Casey Kane. As we are green here at Texas. Tony Stewart with a great launch on the initial start here. Casey Mears also going to be cleared to second. So pretty good start for both of them. As Mike Skinner's trying to get third here. Which he will. Casey Mears looking a tiny bit to the inside, but not going to get there before the lap is over. Tony Stewart leads lap 1 from the pole.
This actually might be the most typical top 3 ever. CC Casey Mears going for the lead.
Yeah, Casey Mears trying to get the lead here, the 2008 Motorola Cup Series champion. And he will take the lead. Mike Skinner, his teammate, trying to look for it now, though. Pablo Montoya, the Phoenix winner, also there. Well, Pablo Montoya is having a breakout season so far. And behind him, Jamie McMurray's been having the opposite. He's been having a very bad season compared to 2008, but trying to turn that around here, the McDonald 11 for Joe Gibbs Racing. As Mike Skinner will keep the lead for another lap here. But they're going 3 wide for second. Mears, Montoya, and McMurray. A bit sketchy into the tri-oval, but Jamie Mack is going to keep the spot and get to second as Reed Sorensen challenges Montoya for third, and Mears is dropping like a rock on the outside. And they are 3 wide again. This time David Rudem in the car on the bottom. And he is going to get to third. He had a solid run in the State Farm races. Jamie McMurray is going for the lead. And he's going to get a new leader at Texas, Jamie McMurray. I got 200 cars in the top 5 here. They're going 3 wide for the lead. Rudeman, Skinner, and McMurray. And that's drawing in the Hendrick cars of Labonte and Robbie Gordon. Rudeman takes the lead for a second, but then Bobby Labonte is right to him. And I think the 88 is going to get the lead on this exchange. Mike Skinner and Jamie McMurray both dropping back as they got forced to the outside. Bobby Labonte takes the lead for Hendrick Motorsport. Here comes Jamie McMurray trying to get the lead back from Bobby Labonte. Both of those drivers winless this season. Labonte winless entirely post-draft. McMurray had the most wins of anyone last season, with I believe 5 on the season. And he is going to take the lead.
Here comes Jamie McMurray.
The green flag pit cycle has started. We did not see any green flag pit stops yesterday in the State Farm race. So the Cup drivers have kept it very clean, and Jamie McMurray is going to be the first to pit, as Tony Stewart will assume the lead. Marcus Ambrose in the grass. Stewart and Reagan lead the race now, but they're going to come the next lap here. And they're going to bring most down with them, as Jamie McMurray looks like the undercut's working. He's well ahead of everyone right now. We'll see where Tony Stewart came out. There they are. Reagan actually beats Stewart off of pit road, but McMurray goes right by them. So it looks like the top 5 is settling into Jamie McMurray, David Reagan, Tony Stewart, David Rudeman, and Todd Bodine or Brad Keselowski. One of the two.
Now, why would they do that?
As Jamie McMurray gets a pretty great gap off of the pit lane. The Gibbs pit crew making sure he stays ahead. Can he get it? He's going to make his move to the inside. Tony Stewart for the lead. David Rudeman on the inside as well. Through 3 and 4. And Tony Stewart is going to take the lead back here at Texas. As we are approaching the halfway point of this race already, Kane to the inside of Tony Stewart. Stewart fighting on the outside, but the inside, the better lane for passing here. The Stewart is really putting up a fight on the outside. Not able to get it yet for Casey Kane. Still battling on the inside for that position. Reagan is approaching the leaders here. And Casey Kane finally is able to take the lead from Tony Stewart, new leader here at Texas, the 9 of Casey Kane. The leaders have caught Kyle Petty, another lap car. It doesn't have
That's a
damage.
Dodge teammate. Might help Casey Kane. Not really. Not at all, actually.
Exact opposite of that. Maybe now he is. I don't know. He's kind of just playing both sides and staying in the middle here, which is
It's kind of just being a penis.
Yeah, that's probably frustrating both Casey Kane and David Reagan. It's good for Tony Stewart and Jamie McMurray. Casey Kane trying to pass him on the outside, but then he covers a bit of that outside. Then he does the crossover on him, and Kyle Petty almost blocks it. But Casey Kane finally able to get past the 45. Besides Reagan, the top 5 is all Dodges. And we've seen the success of Dodge this season. It's a big story right now. As David Reagan trying to change the narrative a bit here. Actually, McMurray isn't a Dodge either. But oh, here comes David Rudiman on the inside part-timer in the 0-2. David Rudiman to the lead with a 3-wide pass, and he's going to let his teammate get through too. Todd Bodine is going to get past David Reagan and Casey Kane as well. Big moves from the Penske cars. As he's going to start the pit side, looks like David Rudiman will pit for the lead. His teammate Todd Bodine will assume the spot. Jamie McMurray comes with him. As Brad Keselowski actually goes immediately for the lead. As Rudiman pits, may also be trying to just inside lane 2 make his own pit stop. And I think that is what is going to happen here. As Todd Bodine stays out, and Brad Keselowski comes in with... Oh, Casey Kane gets into Tony Stewart, into the pit lane. Major damage for the 9 car and the 29. Oh, geez. Casey Kane has missed...
Major fumble.
As it looks like the leader is indeed still David Rudiman. Yeah, it's still David Rudiman here at Texas, the part-time entry for Penske Racing South, leading by a pretty decent margin over Jamie McMurray and Brad Keselowski here at Texas. Oh, I think they have to pit. Rudiman's pitting. All right.
That must go.
It is crunch time for these pit crews. As we see Rudiman, McMurray, and Kurt Busch take the undercut. Brad Keselowski assumes the lead. Keselowski will now pit. Reagan will take the lead from him. Keselowski pits with Tony Stewart and a few lap cars. David Rudiman beats Jamie McMurray off the pit lane at least, but we're going to see how these strategies play out. That pit crew has been doing Rudiman very good here so far today. Oh, we have an accident! Kevin Harvick has spun across the nose of Brian Vickers on the pit lane. I don't think a caution's going to come out for it, though. No, they're going to hold the flag. Kevin Harvick making his pit stop, a lap car, and actually Brian Vickers just kind of hooks him into the grass. And then he slides to the pit lane. Rudiman has a bit more working room to try and keep this lead over Jamie McMurray and Brad Keselowski. who both really want this win today. Rudeman isn't competing for the championship, but Keselowski and McMurray are, as they work past David Reagan, who actually might be able to take second here off the pit lane. Keselowski trying to rocket by the 31, doesn't want to deal with that. He needs to pursue Rudeman and fast. As there are not many laps to go here. So off the pit lane, Rudeman leading over McMurray, Keselowski, Reagan, and Bodine. McMurray and Keselowski don't have the time to be battling here. Need to get to the O2, as he is going to get by Cale Gale and put a car between him and McMurray and Keselowski. And these two, the battle for second they're having is going to be the downfall here. It's going to let Rudeman drive away at this rate.
Now, what I think is Jamie McMurray, he is a full-time driver, so I don't think he cares if David Redeman wins this. He just wants the point.
Yeah, I mean, that's what all these guys are here for. McMurray, Keselowski, Reagan, Bodine, get any points you can for this championship. As Rudeman trying to extend that lead. Cale Gale between them with 3 to go. Jamie McMurray trying to make quick work of Cale Gale. And he will, as Reagan gets really stuck behind Gale. So does Keselowski. And that lets McMurray and Bodine maybe have a shot with 2 to go here. McMurray is trying to chase down David Rudeman. Bodine, you'd think he'd want a challenge since that's his teammate ahead. Maybe, fight McMurray a bit, but he's not. It's 1 to go. White flag for David Rudeman, but this is not over. Jamie McMurray is there.
We're going to have to focus on this battle for a second.
Rudeman's had a dominant race, but McMurray, he's going to try to take it away at the last second. Bodine, his teammate, is going to save him at the last second by fighting McMurray. And teamwork is going to give David Rudeman a Cup Series win. And he has got to be sending his teammate Todd Bodine a fresh onion in the mail after that one. What a move from the 77 to protect the win for Rudeman, as you saw McMurray pull side by side with Rudeman and give him a bit of congratulations there. And that, I mean, if Rudeman isn't full-time next season in this series, I don't know what Penske is doing. The top 10, Rudeman, McMurray, Bodine, Reagan, Keselowski, Newman, Stewart, Crafton, Vickers, and Kurt Busch. Your top 10 here at Texas.